Let's start with a question. It's a simple one, but it's also pretty profound, and it gets right to the heart of how we think about success, and maybe more importantly, the time we have left with the people we love. So, author Sahil Bloom had this one conversation with a friend, and it completely changed how he saw his life. See, he was living 3,000 miles away from his parents, and he just started to notice, for the first time, that they were slowing down. He was telling his friend that his parents were in their mid-60s, and that he only managed to see them about once a year. And his friend just looked at him and delivered this absolute gut punch of a line. It was just simple, brutal math that changed everything for him. Just think about that number, 15. The idea that this incredibly precious time was so finite, so countable that you could literally tick off the visit on your fingers, it just shook him to his core. And he realized in that exact moment that his entire definition of success was completely and dangerously wrong. You see, before this whole thing happened, Sahil was playing a game he was sure would lead to happiness. You know the one, climbing the corporate ladder, chasing more money, more status, convinced that real fulfillment was just over the horizon, right after the next big win. What he eventually realized was that he was chasing all these external things to try and fill some kind of internal void. And it's a trap so many of us fall into, but it's a strategy that is just doomed to fail from the start. He was taking jobs he wanted other people to see him have, not the job he actually wanted. And this whole endless loop? Well, it has a name. It's called the arrival fallacy. You build something up in your head as the destination. You get there, you feel this quick little blip of dopamine-fueled happiness, and then, poof, it's gone. You're right back where you started, already looking for the next thing, feeling just as unfulfilled. And this is where it gets really dangerous. While he was winning the battle for money, all these other critical areas of his life were just falling apart. His relationships were strained. His health was a mess. He was winning, yeah, but at what cost? It's a classic Pyrrhic victory. You win the battle, but you end up losing the much, much bigger war for a truly fulfilling life. So this led him to a really crucial insight. If you have that nagging feeling that you're winning, but you're still somehow losing, then you have to be playing the wrong game. And if you're playing the wrong game, you need a different way to keep score. You know, the management guru Peter Drucker famously said, "What gets measured gets managed." And for way too long, the only thing that's been easy to measure is money. But that super narrow focus, it can be like a bug in the software of your personal life. We just need a more complete scoreboard. Okay, so let's dive into what this new scoreboard actually looks like. It's a framework that's built around 5 distinct but deeply connected types of wealth that, when you put them all together, create a genuinely rich life. First up is time well. This is all about freedom. It's about having a deep awareness that your time is your most valuable asset, period. I mean, just ask yourself this. Would you trade your life right now with a 95-year-old Warren Buffett? Of course not. And right there, in that answer, you're admitting that your time has a value you can't even calculate. Second, and honestly this might be the most important one, is social wealth. There was this incredible 85-year-long study at Harvard that found the single greatest predictor of your physical health at age 80 was how satisfied you were with your relationships at age 50. That's just wild. Our relationships are what give all the other stuff texture and meaning. Third, we have mental wealth. This is about having a sense of purpose, a reason to get up in the morning. It's about being committed to your own growth and actually making space in your life, whether that's through solitude, meditation, whatever, to really grapple with life's big, unanswerable questions. No, 4 is physical wealth. This is your health, your vitality, your energy, and it's a powerful catalyst. When you take small, controllable actions for your health every day, you build this sense of agency and discipline, this belief that you can actually create the outcomes you want, and that feeling just ripples out into every other part of your life. And finally, of course, there is financial wealth. But, and this is a really important but, it comes with a huge shift in perspective. Money is just a tool. It's not the end goal. The real work is defining what enough actually means to you. Because if your expectations always grow faster than your assets, you will never, ever feel wealthy. So how in the world are you supposed to pursue all 5 of these things without just completely burning out? The key isn't about finding perfect balance every single day. The secret is to change your mindset from all or nothing to always something. So instead of thinking about your life in terms of on-off switches, I'm focusing on my career, so my health switch is completely off. Think of them like dimmer switches. In some seasons of life, your career dimmer might be turned way, way up, but the others aren't off, they're just turned down low. This way, nothing ever truly withers away. And that brings us to the most crucial point. Ambitious people tend to let the optimal get in the way of the beneficial. We think, I don't have a full hour to work out, so I'll just do nothing. Wrong. A 10-minute walk is infinitely better than doing nothing. A 5-minute call to a friend is infinitely better than nothing. These tiny, consistent investments, they compound. This whole framework really comes down to one final and maybe the most important question you can ask yourself. Are the mountains you're spending your life climbing the ones you actually chose to climb, or are you just climbing them by default? It's all about taking back the controls and deliberately designing the rich life you truly want, not just accepting the one that happens to you.